Okay, so I'm doing another Just Answering Questions with waptek. Here we go. Somebody's YouTube channel, calling itself Joe Napoli, said, better yet, why don't you correct your video where you are accusing me of lying about the worst shooting massacre in U.S. history? Why don't you point to the video, just cut and paste the little URL thing after the equal sign on top in the comment, and the exact minute and second in the video that you're blathering about. Next, you're a YouTube channel. I don't know if you're the person. You have done nothing on your channel to make sure that we know it's you. Channel of Joe. Next, what was I saying you did that I said was lying? Let's say that, right? Okay. Or is it, well, you kind of said I was lying. Okay. At this point, it's a dead subject to me. I don't remember. Obviously, it's very alive and well for you. Please tell me what I did wrong and specifics about it. If you're not willing to do that, along with all the other crap that you have said on this particular YouTube channel has said on my channel, and got an archive for it, please do go on. I'm sure you have other social media you can corroborate this or all that, but why don't you talk about what your actual problem with me is? So next part. To be clear, this is another channel here. To be clear, the word covenant the person is using in their videos and on the website is how I've named all of my videos from day one. Cool. Has nothing to do with the elite Sandy Hook hoax group. The term elite was their own terminology as described by somebody named Tony, the leader of the Sandy Hook hoax group. Okay. Now, I'm going to be really simple here. There are hundreds of thousands of people named Tony. Okay, you're not being specific enough, and I haven't got your name or channel name on the screen here, but I do remember you're the channel I had to go find the links for, because originally in both postings on your website you have control over, you did not provide links to what file it was, and I had to go dig up a 700 megabyte damn file and trudge through it to find the information. I provided you a link. Please say thank you. Making assertions based on something that you have access to, well, I'll provide you the file. I don't need that. I need to know where you got it. But I found it. Okay? What you've done is give ammunition to people that don't agree with you. And by using, I'm going to say this, using the word covenant and elitism and calling this hoax group and using first names, this isn't really helpful. Tony who? That's an odd spelling of Tony. But knowing just the first name isn't going to let me find out who the hell you're talking about. Now, I'm not saying this about you, but what you're doing here invites a person to say, you're deliberately, are you deliberately being, obtuse about the information so that you can draw us in? I get this kind of thing, and it seems like you're doing it. Obviously, I don't really believe that. I think you're a very useful channel with something to contribute. But you're doing all the same crap everybody else does. It's not sloppy research. It's not even being a jerk. It's just that you keep doing things that make it look like that almost. Please don't. You can do better, okay? Anyway, and you should say thank you because I did actually provide you a link for it. I got to point out something here. This guy does not deserve as much criticism as I'm giving him for that, for a simple reason. The people posting all the Sandy Hook research seem to have gone way out of their way, just like the ones for the Las Vegas shooting. When they post the information they're supposed to be delivering to all of us, deliberate style, they go out of their way to make sure it's not obfuscated. It's just a pain in the ass. Seriously, a 700 meg zip file filled with PDF files that don't really compress very much. I'm not even sure if they do compress. You could just provide us a cross-reference like archive.org does for everything. I mean, this guy, even though I'm critiquing him, actually posted some shit on archive.org so it wouldn't go away. By the way, people are threatening to sue archive.org for not erasing alternative news stories that we're trying to salvage. Archive.org is literally the Fahrenheit 451 of the internet, and they're trying to erase things. So let's just all take a moment, maybe say a prayer, even if you're an atheist, or just invoke, the name of the library at Alexandria for a minute. It's not like that's a symbol for the frickin' archive site. I don't like archive.org either, but really, someone's trying to get them to erase things because they're problematic. Yeah, facts are really problematic. Even if it has a bunch of alternative news media, opinionated horse shit on it, at least it's data. Because you can hit pause and go grab their data files they leave there. But anyway, thank you for your contribution. No, I mean it. But anyway, you are very confused. You are trying to make things difficult. Anyone who studies the Sandy Hook case already has the entire file report downloaded. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about the obsessive researchers that you, me, NSERV, and everybody is about every damn thing we look up. I'm talking about ordinary people who don't even know what a PDF is. You do not understand. Therefore, all you have to do is simply search simply and just. Welcome to the world of technical responses. Never tell a customer or a user something simple or they just have to do anything. You did not tell anybody, search your drive for such and such. They don't have the file yet. They don't know where the fuck it is. The reference I put in, as convoluted as it is, and by the way, I have to put this out again. Good job, you Sandy Hook researchers out there, the police, for putting up such a convoluted pile of shit fucking file set instead of just giving us a PDF file strike. Suddenly, the job the Las Vegas Police Department did is so much more organized. Only because they had to give it away to somebody who knew how to archive it, a newspaper. My video clearly shows and discusses report number, yada yada yada. But we don't know where it is, and the only place it shows up is your page and my video showing people the link. Did you add the link information or the citation data I gave you in the citation type? If you throw that into a Google lookup, it will find it. All you have to do, it's a set of instructions and also a way to find it. But by not including that, you're making it to where people can't find it. And you're going to get, the joke is, if you don't like being pestered for the frequently asked question, make a frequently asked question page. You have a website. You could put this in. On both of those articles, the 2016 one I think it is, and the current one, put in the link, the literal link I typed up for you, and just put it up there. Also, I uploaded a copy of it on my website I have control over and archived it. Use that. That way people don't have to have literally several gigabytes of crap filling up their hard drive that they're only going to look at once because they want to confirm one thing that is said in a video. It clearly shows and discusses the report number. Yes, but finding it was nearly impossible, and I'm notorious for finding shit that's been erased for 5 years at a time. Do you understand why? No offense, but you don't seem to understand how a grand jury works. Yes, I fucking do. The reference was in the file before it was posted as a redacted file by the group. Nancy Lanz's data was not part of a grand jury trial. It was probably subpoenaed through grand jury because it had to go beyond and above and beyond her. Probably to wherever she bought the guns from. In brief, all findings of any grand jury are entirely secret. No, they're fucking not. The findings of a grand jury are not by default secret. Why would you type that? Okay, fine. Then what's with all the grand jury data we have out there that isn't secret? Explain it. By design. No, it isn't. Unless a request is put in and it's deemed acceptable to release by a judge. Okay. I'm going to take that back. Maybe you're right about that. But the last 20 fucking times I've looked up that meme, I've gotten a different answer. I'm notorious. Absolutely notorious. For even if I'm dead sure about something, I'll go look it up. If I'm wrong about that, I'll put it below. But again, what grand jury trial? And all it said was it was redacted by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. ATF redaction. They were required to redact it. Not that they wanted to redact it or told someone else to redact it. They were told to redact it. And then the rest of the pages were just not included, not redacted, because there's no redactions, because of a grand jury data file. Why does this seem suspicious? Again, the police department went to her house, collected files, and that's it. That's it. That's what happened. That's not a suspicious thing. Grand jury material. Maybe it was about something else. Maybe she was involved in some grand jury investigation beforehand, which is what your assertion was on one of the postings, apparently. Even if Sandy Hook investigators were not allowed to see these records, that's a lie. That is a lie. Any law enforcement group or official can request it if they have a reasonably good reason to get it. ATF can get it too if they have a good reason to have it. But again, you can decide. Nancy Lanza's personal guns were part of a grand jury investigation to indict someone for a crime. No, that doesn't necessarily mean that. 54 pages. You keep typing that. What 54 pages? Are you talking about the pages that weren't included in the file, right? Okay, that makes sense. Again, I'm against redaction, but again, I could be wrong. An extraordinary amount of guns, and these guns are above and beyond any of the Lanza guns we know about. You haven't seen a gun collector recently, have you? Next one. Connecticut State Police were not allowed to access these pages, okay? This is a different person posting the same idea. They were never put into evidence due to grand jury material. ATF agents took possession of these records from her home, and investigators never had eyes on those docs. You don't know that. That just means in that file it wasn't there. It could have been for something else. Things are redacted or excluded, and then unredacted and unexcluded. It's been plenty of time for that to happen. So the question I have always had regarding this is, what grand jury was Nancy involved with? I love that there's a shit ton of speculation that can happen here. I'm going to stop right now. I'm going to look up whether or not a grand jury always locks things down like that. That's possible. Okay, I'm saying that I could be completely wrong in my assertion here. That's possible. But if I find out I'm not, you need to explain where you got this from. I haven't seen this, but you're saying by design it's a certain way. Okay, I will actually look that up again. But the last several times I looked up, people do the sealed grand jury blah 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 indictment blah 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 thing. Now, I might be getting it mixed up. That's fine. The only time I've heard of sealing things up for grand juries is because they found that it was not pertinent to anything. So I'm kind of curious about this too. And the other thing is, has anybody thought of just contacting them, asking them what is the nature of the grand jury thing that was going on? And did it actually involve Nancy Lanza? Maybe this was some other thing entirely. But I don't know. And again, where are you going with this? This doesn't have to indicate that there was some sort of shenanigans. I don't come at this with a bias of looking for this to be some big cover-up. And I would like, I'm asking this person who's posted this, I'm being very, very dead serious about this. Even though your channel name has a very triggering name to it, I think it's almost a gamer tag name, which means leave it alone, I don't have a problem with it. Aryan Empire or something like that. Can you make a video explaining the history of this group you're talking about? Or just post it someplace and leave a link in the video saying, link below me. That's what I like doing, because if it's going to be causing any kind of, don't do something that's going to cause problems with your channel, but do post the information so we can find it, because I'm curious about this. Because the people you're indicating on your list are people who are just Sandy Hook truthers, that's a common term for them, and they sandbag the living shit out of any investigation you want to do on the net. It seems like they're almost posting crap all over the internet to make sure Google finds it and we can't find where they got it from. But I don't know, that's just me blowing smoke up the windpipe. Thanks for watching, have a good day, good luck with that, and I will double check whether or not I'm completely wrong on this. I could be. I might be just getting things confused here. I just don't think so. But I'll post top of it. I'll say, nope, I'm wrong. This is literally how it goes. And then we got another rabbit hole to look into. Again, police departments, FBI, ATF, BUPI, listen to me. Stop redacting shit. It just creates more freaking... You don't answer problems this way. This is how you cause them. And never assume the ATF is doing anything on purpose. They're a bunch of clowns. They're clown shoes for investigation. Thank you.